Hello, and welcome to another episode of Panther Report News. I'm Kelsey Perkins.
And I'm Tyrik Wynn. The Black Student Alliance is facing serious allegations of queerphobia from the Panthers of Black feminism. The criticism came after a statement from co-founder Ebony Short detailing what happened. Kevin Sanchez has more.
It's really dangerous to have someone in a position of power that's saying these violent statements towards queer people.
The Panthers for Black Feminism has called out the Black Student Alliance after a board member made a comment they allege is queerphobic. But they aren't staying silent. They have a list of demands.
BSA actually did release a statement denouncing the queerphobic statements that were made. So they met two of our demands. They did that. And Alexis also issued a public apology that was directed to queer people and everyone at Georgia State. So two of those demands have been met, but Alexis still remains with her title intact.
What began as a one-on-one conversation for advice turned into a public statement for all. In a tweet, Ebony Short, co-founder of Panthers for Black Feminism, accused an e-board member from the Black Student Alliance of saying being gay impedes the Black family. Short says the comment was made when Community Outreach Chair Alexis Smith called President Jamila Bell regarding an upcoming Pride-related event.
They were talking about an event that Alexis essentially dropped the ball on, and she said that BSA should not endorse Pride because being gay impedes the Black family. That was actually the whole quote.
Short offered frequent updates online as the story gained traction. The Black Student Alliance has since then released a statement which confirms the conversation took place, but the organization says it does not reflect their views. Short also claims Bell initially did not want to make this statement.
When this came out, I mentioned that I think that BSA should release a statement, and she said that she didn't want to do that because she didn't want to shame the person. This whole process has been centering of two cishet Black women in an organization, not the people that were directly affected by the comments that were made.
The statement also noted Smith will keep their title but will not have the authority with it.
That still enables queerphobia because you're still allowing a person to have a title even though they're removed. That doesn't make sense to me.
Panther Report has contacted the Black Student Alliance for an interview, but was referred to an online question and answer forum which members were recommended to, called Ask FM. BSA has also released a public apology from Smith regarding the comments made. Since speaking out, Short has already seen support from those across the social media landscape.
We have a lot of orgs that are rallying behind us, so yeah, it makes us feel amazing. The community is just great. It's really bears the fruit of the work that we're doing.
We will be following this story for later developments. I'm Kevin Sanchez for Panther Report News.
Last week, we announced that we are hosting our first annual toy drive. Since then, we have received numerous toy donations.
I really encourage students to get out and donate to our toy drive.
Donate to our toy drive.
Donate to our toy drive.
Happy holidays. Don't be a Grinch this holiday season. Be sure to help Panther Report News fill up this box with plenty of toys for kids in need. That's our message to you. This year, the Panther Report News team is coordinating our very first toy drive so we can give back to the community. I spoke with Panther Report's news director, Mikayla Newton, and she says it's very important to give back.
Around the holidays is when people want to give gifts and they want to do a bunch of different things, but a lot of the time people don't have money. So I really wanted to give to kids or people that really need it, especially kids during Christmas time. And yeah, it really means something to them, so why not?
Cheri Pruitt, a news reporter for Panther Report News, decided to donate to the toy drive, and she likes to see others happy.
We may be students with very short incomes, but I walked into a store and looked around and I just saw this cutie and I thought this would probably make a little boy or girl really happy.
News reporter Shanila Kabir wants everyone to have a good holiday, and that's why she donated to the toy drive.
I think that this time is just meant for all of us to help others and make sure we're all having a good holiday.
All toys that are donated will be in the hands of some very awesome children here in the Atlanta area.
Basically, we're giving to Our House, and it's a charity that's based in Atlanta. And so when I reached out to a bunch of different charities, this organization in particular was a charity that was giving more towards families and kids that were in need. So I chose Our House.
I'm Tyrik Wynn for Panther Report News. If you are interested in making a generous donation to our toy drive, the bins are provided in Student Center West, room 251, and in the Student Center East near the information desk. Your contributions are very appreciated.
Georgia State isn't just made up of the Atlanta campus. We want to make sure that we're not just addressing Atlanta campus concerns, even though they are important, but all the other campuses matter just as much. So we want to give just as much voice to those students at the perimeter campuses as well. But I do promise that all safety concerns across the university will be looked into.
Senator Kayla Thomas signaled a new bill to look forward to at SGA's final meeting for the fall semester. It would turn the Atlanta Ad Hoc Committee into a university-wide standing safety committee. A new developing call center for GSU PD was also discussed, along with the new process for clubs to expand into the other campuses. Senators were also recognized for their involvement with SGA.
Over the break, 2 races we followed here at Panther Report News came to an end. Democratic Stacey Abrams concluded her efforts in the governor's race, but did not give a concession speech. Similarly, Democratic candidate Kern Bordeaux ended her race in Georgia's 7th Congressional District, but one key race is still ongoing, and that's for Georgia's Secretary of State. Reporter Shanila Kabir has the latest on this race.
Georgia is a state that the entire nation is keeping up with. Stacey Abrams made history when she lost to former Secretary of State Brian Kemp with less than 5% of the vote. Georgia's not out of the news quite yet, because there's a scheduled runoff. Former U.S. Representative John Barrow and State Representative Brad Raffensperger advanced to a runoff, defeating Libertarian Smith Duvall in the general election. On November 26th, President Trump endorsed Brad Raffensperger. Raffensperger won 49.2% of the vote. He is the CEO and owner of Tendon Systems. His goal as Secretary of State is to make Georgia the best place to get a job and the best place to start a business.
Construction's up and it's down, kind of like campaigns. And so I realized that whatever I could do as an elected official, I'd like to make things better for business owners.
As of 2018, Georgia is a Republican triplex, which means the Secretary of State, Attorney General, and our governor are all Republican. Democrat John Barrow decides Georgia's stance in 2019. He is a former judge and U.S. Representative for Georgia's 12th Congressional District. His priority as Secretary of State revolves around protecting voting rights.
Because I'm the only one of the 2 of us left in this race who's committed to these kinds of election reforms that will increase ballot access and election security at the same time.
I do think Georgia should be blue just because it brings diversity to the state, and since it's been red for so long, I think that it would be a good change just to be blue.
There are hundreds of thousands of unregistered voters in Georgia. What do you think of that?
I think it's everyone's civil duty to go out and vote. So if you're unregistered, you're not making your voice heard. And I think that if everyone was to be a registered voter, it would make a big difference in our politics because everyone's opinion matters.
Well, as a Democrat, I feel that we're not being represented by Georgia being completely red. So I feel like there should be some blue so that Democrats feel more represented in our state.
This Secretary of State race determines Georgia's status in 2019. As Georgia State students, we have from now to December 4th to go vote and let our voices be heard. From Atlanta, I'm Shanila Kabir for Panther Report.
Former Primetime Sports reporter David Shealy went viral after he tweeted a link to his broadcast reel on Twitter. Reporter Chauncey Carter sits down in an exclusive interview. Take a look.
When I posted mine, I wasn't even expecting her numbers. I was like, if I get less than that, that's fine with me. I just want more people to see it. I just want it to be out there. And in the very least, I'll just pin the tweet to my profile. So at least as time goes on, people can kind of run into my profile and say, oh, I like your reel. Let's talk. Now, with that being said, it doesn't mean I wasn't applying for jobs, because I was. I've been applying for jobs since the summer. The issue was in the summer, I had interviews with TV stations that when I told them that I'm graduating in December, well, they had assumed that I was graduating in May. So, I had to take a pause on applying. So I started applying again in October. And then I just decided to post my reel there and, earlier this month. And that has changed the entire month. Like the entire month of November has been completely filled with different interviews and different appearances. And it's been wild.
Well, that's our show.
Make sure you stay connected to Panther Report News throughout the week. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at GSU PRN.
Also, subscribe down below and please let us know what you think in the comments.
I'm Kelsey Perkins.
And I'm Atlanta.Tyrik Wynn. And from all of us here at Panther Report News, we thank you for another amazing season. Happy holidays.